Good afternoon. Welcome to PolyU. I'm Dr. Bruce Lee, the Program Director of the Master of Corporate Governance, MCG. This is the agenda of the today information seminar. Thank you so much for your attendance. Let me introduce the PolyU Business School to you. We pursue ideas as our core value. It is an innovation-driven education and scholarship with a 3D focus on discovery, design, and delivery. We are one of the biggest business schools in Asia. Student numbers are close to 4,900 and more than 54,000 alumni. We have more than 170 world-class scholars from all over the world. We are a leading business school in the region with good rankings in different areas. We also get different international accreditations, such as the ACSB and EQUIS. The MCG program is taught by the School of Accounting and Finance under the PolyU Business School, with the longest history accountancy school in Hong Kong, starting from 1972. We are the first school to provide professional accounting education in Hong Kong, with over 90 full-time academic staff teaching in different subject areas. Now, let me share with you more about the MCG program. The first admission of MCG commenced in the year 2004. MCG is locked just for the company secretaries. MCG helps our graduates to be professional in corporate governance, take up more senior positions, and be ready for the competitive business environment. The MCG program provides full-time and part-time modes for the selection of the students. We call it mixed mode. In general, the contents of the two modes are the same. The only difference is the normal durations of full-time and part-time modes are 1 academic year and 2 academic years respectively. That means you need to complete the MCG program in 1 academic year if you are a full-time student. For a part-time student, you need to complete the MCG program in 2 academic years. You're required to complete 10 subjects, a total of 30 credits within the normal duration. The 30 credits are allocated to the 6 core subjects on the left-hand side and the 4 elective subjects on the right-hand side. The core subjects are fundamental for learning corporate governance. The elective subjects are used to enhance your professional knowledge in different areas. You may select your preferred elective subjects according to their offering semester. This is the full-time MCG program structure. There are 3 semesters in a year. You need to take 4 subjects in semester 1 and semester 2 each, and 2 subjects in the summer semester. At the end of summer semester, you have already completed 10 subjects. This is the part-time MCG program structure. There are 6 semesters in 2 years. You need to take 2 subjects in semester 1 and semester 2 each, and 1 subject in summer semester. So you're required to take a total of 10 subjects in 2 years. For the details of each MCG subject, the subject teacher will explain them to you in the first lesson. Concepts and key principles will be taught in lectures and reinforced through application to different situations. Guest speakers will also be invited to deliver lectures. Seminar classes are also used for a deep discussion on different corporate governance topics among students. Different assessment methods, such as class presentations, research paper writing, individual or group projects, tests, and examination are applied to the subjects. Credit transfer of subjects may be allowed to students if they have graduated at the master degree level before. The approval is granted on case-by-case basis only. It can be applied only when you have been accepted as a PolyU student, and 8-year rules is applied for credit transfer applications. We offer different scholarships based on the performance of the students. You may be awarded a scholarship if you have an outstanding academic performance in year 1 or year 2 or both. Some scholarships are provided by different professional bodies, such as the HACGI Foundation Scholarship, HACGI Foundation Subject Prize. You do not need to apply for them. We will nominate outstanding students for the scholarship. The graduates of the MCG program may obtain a full exemption from the Hong Kong Chartered Governance Institute, HACGI, subject to the fulfillment of the membership requirements of the HACGI. Graduates may apply for the qualifications of both Chartered Secretary and Chartered Governance Professional of the HACGI and also the UKCGI. The program is recognized for CPD hours for professional bodies. It is also recognized as a reimbursement course for the Continuing Education Fund, CEF. The maximum amount is Hong Kong dollar 25,000. These subjects can be used to claim for the CEF. If you want to know more about the CEF, please check all the details from the CEF hotlines and website. If you want to apply to our MCG, You are required to have a bachelor's degree awarded by a recognized university. The requirement of working experience is not a must. English text may be required if you are not a native English speaker or your bachelor's degree is not conducted in English. You are expected to fulfill the university's minimum English language requirements for admission. A test of English as a foreign language score of 80 or above, or an overall band score of at least 6 in the International English Language Testing System academic module. Suitable candidates will be invited to attend the admission interview. As I mentioned before, you are required to take 30 credits to complete the MCG program. The fees of a local and a non-local student are 10,150 and 10,600 Hong Kong dollars per credit, respectively. Related to the application, some important dates should be followed. The application deadlines of the early round are 16 November this year, and the main round is 30 April next year. Interviews are conducted from December this year to June next year. Early submission of your application is strongly suggested. You may also check the details of the MCG from the program website. All applications are submitted under the online application platform. For inquiries, you may contact us by emails or phone call directly. Thank you so much. Our graduates are now working as professionals and senior staff in different companies. We're looking forward to welcoming you. Thank you so much again for your time. Now is the Q&A section. Please let me know if you have any questions. Yeah. Yeah. No, no. For most of the uh, business master degree, in general, we welcome for the student. They come from different disciplines. No matter, they just like the master degree before, the professor also told you before, our student, they may be come from different discipline. Even our MCG program, some student, they may be come from their science discipline, or maybe they are art or design, or maybe they are engineer, yeah, or maybe no. So for business master degree, it's common. We don't have any limitation for their bachelor degree discipline. Of course, if your discipline is related, maybe you may have better performance in the interview because you already know about most of the related information. But in general, I can tell you, we don't have any limitation. We will not mainly select the student they are come from business or maybe other discipline. No, we have no limitation. We only want to choose the student they want to apply our master degree. Thank you. Thank you. Any more? Yeah. Okay, you mean for the student in this program, do they need to write some master thesis, is it? Or maybe in general, in this MCG program, as I know, up to now, we don't have a requirement a student they need to complete a research paper to graduate, but maybe a subject they may ask you to write a short paper, maybe 2,000, 3,000 words as an assignment, maybe. But this is not a requirement. You must complete a research paper, otherwise you cannot graduate. We don't have this requirement. Okay, because most of the subject is only through lecture or seminar to conduct. Even though for some essay paper, they are only an assignment for you to learn only. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you. For the electives, is there any requirement? That means if you want to get the exemption from the HKCGI, you must take this elective, otherwise no exemption. Okay.
Yes, it's a correction. Because the syllabus of the professional body, they always change. Therefore, for some subject, we will tell you if they must be required for the professional body for exemption, we will tell the student before they register. At this moment, your question is correct. The taxation subject and is one of the subject, even though it is in our elective list. If the student want to get the exemption, they need to take this subject. But the student, they may not want to join the HACGI, of course, they can choose another one. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Any more questions? Yeah.
Other schools have also the MCG program. I want to know the PolyU, some differences between other universities like HKBU and so on. Does PolyU pay attention to the accounting or other subjects?
Yes. In the we may say in the educational market for MCG, it's not only we have only PolyU. Up to now, we have more than 3 or 4 universities. They also offer MCG. So first of all, MCG program we start in from 2004 up to this year is already 20 years. So we have a very strong alumni base, okay? And then our teacher all are specialized in accounting, finance, corporate governance. And also because we have a long history, therefore we have a strong experience to how to deliver the MCG or the corporate governance subject to the student. I cannot tell you which PolyU or other university, which one is good or bad. It depends on your choice, to be honest. Because student or applicant, they may choose the university, they may use the school fee, right? Or they may use the duration, or they may use the which university is more famous. They may also use the ranking in the international educational some sector. But I can tell you, okay, PolyU, first of all, we have a longer history, offer MCG for more than 20 years. And all the teacher, we have already accumulated a lot of experience in teaching subject related to MCG or related to business world. And we have a very strong alumni base. Now, our program have a full-time and part-time mode. So if you are busy, you can select the part-time mode, okay, 2 years. If you want to do it, graduate as soon as possible, and your time is available, you can also select the full-time mode as you like. And then we have a lot of elective subject for you, 6 core subjects and 4 are elective. You can choose other subject you like. Okay, therefore, I think up to now, compared with other university, I think from the choices of the elective subject and from the subject design, I think PolyU MCG, I can't say we are at the top, but I can tell you we have in the market, most of the students, they want to learn corporate governance. As I know, they like PolyU more. Okay. Any more questions? Yeah.
I heard from my colleague, and she's studying in BU for the MCG, and she says there is a practice for exam to have an open book exam. Do the PolyU have such practice?
Okay. I want to tell you the truth, as I know. All the examination, they must be closed books. I mean all the core examination, because for a master's degree, we have 10 subjects. 7 or 8 subjects, they have the exemption, professional examination exemption from the HICGI. For these subjects, they must be closed book. So if someone tells you other university, they can use open book, maybe they are talking about some elective subject. These subjects, they are not have direct relationship with HICGI. Therefore, university, they can use open book or closed book. But as I know, for core subject, link up with the professional examination, they must be closed book. Any more? Okay. Yeah.
And I want to ask about for the examination from the HKCGI, do we need to pass in one time, or can we just like fail and then retake the examination?
Okay. First of all, if you want to take the MCG in order to get the full exemption from the HACGI, the basic requirement should be you need to graduate from the university. Then you need to graduate from PolyU. The same as our normal duration. If you take the full time, that means you need to graduate in 1 year. If you take the part time, you need to graduate in 2 years. You may fail in some subject in PolyU. If only, as I know, if only fail one time, is normally, if you can retake it in next year, that means you can also graduate in 2 years. Suppose the professional bodies, they will not care about this. However, if you retake it and make your graduation longer than 2 years, you need to explain, provide some explanation to them. Because you are talking about the professional exemption, PolyU is not at a good position to on behalf of the HICGI to tell you. But based on our experience, if you can graduate in 2 years for part-time or 1 year in part-time, no matter you have failed before, they don't care about this. But because you failed 2 times or more, you cannot graduate within the normal period. Therefore, you need to write you need to write some message to them to explain. Okay, thank you. Any more questions? Yeah.
So for the part-time program, do we have to study for the full 2 years, or if we can like select more subject in some semester, can we graduate earlier?
Yeah, as I know, for master program, university allows students, they may take more subject if they have time to do. But for this, I would like you to, if you apply for it, at that moment you check the detail from PolyU to be better. Okay, but I can tell you, as I know, for example, for full-time student, some student they may the program, I mean the subject I just introduced to you, this is a normal pattern. But I know that some students in the full-time mode, they take more than our suggestion. It's also allowed. But how many? I just want you to you should check it if you really apply for it, because I don't want to tell you the number and maybe in the future they may change, so we will make you disappointed. Okay, but I can tell you is the answer is yes. You can take more than our suggestion.
So like for part-time program, like we have to finish like 10 subjects, but if I can finish it in like one and a half year, can I like graduate earlier?
Yeah, again, the same principle. If you take more than our suggested pattern, right? It depends on whether the policy at that time is allowed or not. As I know that just told you before, for part-time student is more flexible. But for full-time student is more flexible. But for part-time student, because part-time student, they suppose they need to work. Therefore, we already assigned the subject in every semester to them. So if they take more subject, we also worry about, is it, do you have enough time to do? Because we only have a 2-year normal duration. If they fail, even though they can graduate, but maybe more than 2 years. Therefore, for part-time students, we don't suggest them they take too many subjects. But for full-time, because they do not need to work. So even though they take more subjects, we think that this is allowable, and also this is their choice, right? So this is why I just emphasize for full-time, the arrangement is more flexible. But for part-time, we not suggest students they take too many subjects. Okay, even though you take more than one subject, maybe you also need to wait for 2 years. Because you take one subject, maybe you take one more subject in year 1. However, you also need to wait for a subject they offer in year 2. Therefore, even though you take a subject, one more subject, it doesn't mean that you can graduate earlier. It's okay? Thank you. Any more questions? Okay, no more questions. Thank you so much. Thank you.